Then, on November 26th, Lord Carnarvon, his daughter, Lady Evelyn Herbert, and architect Arthur Callender were all together in the background, watching anxiously as Carter made a small hole in the corner of the doorway. He inserted a lit candle to check for the presence of noxious gases. Widening the hole, he was able to peer inside. Later he described the situation. At first I could see nothing, the hot air escaping from the chamber causing the candle flame to flicker. But presently, as my eyes grew accustomed to the light, details of the room within emerged slowly from the mist, strange animals, statues, and gold everywhere, the glint of gold. These minutes must have seemed an eternity to the others in the background. They were literally in the dark. Finally, Lord Carnarvon, unable to stand the suspense any longer, inquired anxiously, "Can you see anything?" At that point, Howard Carter uttered what probably ranks as one of the greatest understatements. "Yes, wonderful things." Soon it became evident that this tomb was different. Its location, its size, and its decoration were like no other royal tomb from the 18th dynasty. It had only 4 rooms, tiny in comparison to those of Tutankhamun's ancestors of the 18th dynasty. Perhaps the most important difference was that very little remained of the original contents of the resting places of all the other pharaohs in the Valley of the Kings. And Tutankhamun's tomb, to the contrary, still contained a wealth of artifacts. Jewelry, furniture, vessels for oils, and unguents, cosmetics, weapons, and funerary equipment. In the end, Carter cataloged around 5,000 items. Many of the artifacts were literally stuffed into the space, especially in the antechamber, annex, and burial chamber. Quite miraculously, he managed to clear the antechamber in 2 months. It is likely that once the officials had discovered the robberies in ancient times, they wanted to reseal the tomb as quickly as possible, and perhaps for that reason, they were not as careful in restoring the exact original order and placement of all of the items. Carter next tackled the treasury, bypassing the burial chamber at that point. He felt that the burial chamber would require more time to work on. As with the items from the antechamber, these artifacts were magnificent. Soon, Carter began to tackle the burial chamber, which had a series of 4 nested wooden shrines and a canopy. These were protective covers for the sarcophagus and the 3 nested coffins within. This arrangement of Tutankhamun's burial equipment extends outwardly very close to each of the 4 walls. The difficulty of opening them in the confined space undoubtedly influenced the intruders to focus on areas of the tomb where they could loot. The size of the shrine walls and the dimensions of the rooms of the tomb indicate that all of this burial equipment was produced above ground and then brought into the burial chamber and reassembled. For that reason, the entire assemblage remained basically intact. Carter had hoped that this would be the case when he saw the intact necropolis seal on the rope that had locked the handles on the outermost door of the shrine.